Tom reported last night, as we discussed, that Aaron Hamill has opted out of his 2026 contract as a Carlton assistant coach. He was at the Blues for 3 years. So, as you said, that signals some change at the Blues under Michael Voss.
Yep.
Is it the Damien Hardwick model of 2016 that everyone often probably boringly refers to? Is it going to be that aggressive?
Well, maybe. There's 7 out-of-contract assistant coaches, and he wasn't one
Have
of
they
them.
been told yet? Because I heard that they're a
this week.
bit anxious about why haven't we been told?
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Yeah, you're watching Footy Classified last week. So
Was that in your show?
Well, they weren't just anxious; they were frustrated. Like if they'd been told 4 to 6 weeks ago they were out, then they could have had the chance to look to plan ahead. But they haven't had that opportunity because the bigger priority for Carlton is Voss and Brad Lloyd, understandably. So I see both perspectives.
What do you make of the Mark Williams situation where they told him they were ending his time at the club? The club released the thank you post, and then they have now said through Paul Guerra that they're trying to find a role for him.
It's interesting, isn't it? Sort of backwards, isn't it?
Did they think through that or not?
No,
Clearly not.
no. They need to sort they need to sort themselves out.
Your demons are a mess.
The demons have been a mess for a while now. Yes,
Your demons
I'm
are
with
a
you
mess.
there.
Hey, you got the All-Australian news?
Yeah, the league will announce the 40-man All-Australian squad today. It's normally the Monday after round 24, but it's today with one match remaining in the season, and the 22-man All-Australian team will be announced on Thursday night. It is interesting that the squad is being announced before the last game, but I guess it's unavoidable given the timing of everything.
Yeah, I think exactly. For timing reasons, for inviting players that are from interstate to be there on the night, they had no other option, and largely the team is done, albeit there's one last game to go. So something, if one player had an extraordinary performance and that tipped the scales in his favour, then we have the option to make that change in a meeting that we'll have on Thursday morning before that team is finalised. Speaking of finalised, the Crows have finalised a 6-year contract extension for Josh Worrell, who was already contracted until the end of 2027. He will be with the Crows, hold your breath, until the end of 2033. That is 2 years post the broadcast rights running out, which is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Adelaide have probably gone, okay, well, the AFL is going to bring in this mandatory contract length at some point. Let's just go go rogue. Let's just sign everyone before that comes in. That's a ridiculous deal, one that won't work in the favour of the Adelaide Footy Club. But he's had a good year. He's a good young player, and I think it's rubbish, as is St Kilda giving Tom de Koning 8.
Yeah, 8 years. So Sam did this last night on Classified.
8 years.
8 years.
34,
free agent.
34 for a banged up ruckman who plays a pretty aggressive brand of footy.
If you're if you're St Kilda and you're paying that sort of money, you'd want an All-Australian, a top 3 best and fairest almost every year.
You want Max Gawn. It's a lot more than Max Gawn's earning.
Yeah.
And there's 10 teams looking at how they can get better. So I thought we'd put you under the pump, and the fans of those 10 teams are wondering, how do we do it? What can we do? How do we make sure that we are featuring in September this time next year? Let's start with some of those big names. Marcus Windhager. Where's it at?
So Windhager wants to stay. St Kilda's offer is not yet 4 years, but if it gets to 4 years, if it got up to 4 years today, he would sign today. He just needs that security.
What sort of cash for a good player? But he's not a needle. So and the Saints fans will get a bit upset. He's a must-have. He's the player like an Atkins from Geelong. You need these players. They fight, they bleed for you. They're great for culture. They're good performers. They're consistent performers, and they're of an age demographic that really suits St Kilda's build. But they're never going to be an A-grade footballer at AFL level.
He's had A-grade games though recently.
Yeah, I think
he's proven he can play some different roles.
He's got some limitations on his game that will mean he will never be an A-grader. That's just my view on him. So what do you pay? And this is what St Kilda are clearly weighing up. What do we pay this guy? We can't overpay for a player that has some limitations in his game.
Well, I think St Kilda and Ross Lyon has a philosophy, and I think he's spoken about this publicly. You've got your stars that you pay.
Yeah.
You've got your future stars you pay to keep, and you've got your soldiers. So
what's a wit? So 600, 700?
Thereabouts maybe, but this is more about tenure because I think Cal has reported that North have offered 5 years for Windhager.
Why would North need Windhager?
They want someone in that age bracket, I think.
Well, they don't have enough in that
age bracket, which is a bit older than your Sheasel and your.
So where does it leave like Tom Powell? players like that. Like it's
Well,
the
yeah.
same role,
And-
same age-ish.
Yeah, and Will Powell as well is out of contract.
Well, he will go. Will Phillips.
Will Phillips, sorry, yeah. I can't speak for North Melbourne, but how do they improve their list? They've tried the older guys, they've got the younger guys. They need to bring someone in to get better.
So get someone in who plays where you need the holes filled, and that is a key position or 3 defenders.
So St Kilda. So back to St Kilda. So TDK comes in, 1.8 times 8 as a free agent. It means there's a decision for Rowan Marshall even before St Kilda decides what they want to do. So Rowan Marshall can go to the club and say, I want out, and then St Kilda has a call to make. Or Rowan Marshall can say, you know what, I'm actually pretty happy here. Because he is happy at the club. Like, he's loved in the playing group. They really like him. They respect him. He's clearly a good player. If there's no sub rule next year, clubs are more inclined to have 5 on the clearly have 5 on the bench, and one of those 5 being a ruck, so play the 2 rucks. So it's a bit like the Charlie Curnow discussion at Carlton. How much is a player willing to kick and scream to get out? Like what Christian Petrarca did last year. As soon as you put your head above water, then you open yourself up if you don't get out.
Surely the Saints are open to exploring that, though.
They are adamant they are not.
Okay. Well,
So it would have to be an unbelievable deal from the Cats to get Rowan Marshall out of the club.
If I'm the Giants, I'm offering a pretty good contract to Rowan Marshall to get him there. Whether he'd go and play there, I don't know, but maybe the lure of potentially winning a premiership might be there. Let's move on. You mentioned TDK's exit meeting is tomorrow, is it? Yes, Caro reported that last night.
TDK's tomorrow, Charlie Curnow's today. So TDK will tell the Blues that he's joining St Kilda as a free agent. That's been widely reported now. Sam said last night, 8 years, a lot of money. Charlie Curnow is the one that I'm really interested in. This has the potential to be the biggest story in footy, Charlie Curnow, because the way it's played out is he was telling people months ago, which I reported at the time, that he would like to leave and play for the Gold Coast Suns, fresh start, but he was doing it in a way that it wasn't necessarily formal. It's not like he walks in there and says, trade me. But he's talking to people at the club. His manager had to speak to the CEO at the time, or the CEO now, Graham Wright, and everyone from the club is saying, Charlie, we're not trading you. We're not, like, stop thinking about this. He also would have realised that Gold Coast can't get it done. Ben King's staying. They don't have the picks to get. They're not going to use the picks on him. They don't have the salary cap space. So the Gold Coast idea is gone for the moment. So then you look around, you go, well, okay, Sydney and Geelong, which is what they did on Gettable. So Sydney and Geelong are the other 2 clubs that are attractive to Charlie Curnow. And the conversation keeps going, despite the fact that Charlie Curnow himself has said that he'll be at the club next year, which he did so after a game at the MCG.
Not the first player that said that.
No, we just get caught up, and I don't blame the players in these situations, but we get caught up in what players say publicly versus what players say privately. And Dan Houston was the Exhibit A. Tom Barras was Exhibit B last year. You can't always trust exactly what they have to say, and he's contracted for a long time. So I expect Charlie Curnow to walk into this exit meeting and speak about his future. Now, to what degree he wants to get out remains to be seen, and to what degree he's willing to kick the door down remains to be seen. But Carlton's answer will be no, unless we can get Errol Goulden or Isaac Heaney or something ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I've got strong thoughts on this. And
what are they?
My criticism goes to Charlie himself, because you know what I'm sick of, and I said this last night, I'm sick of players committing long-term and taking the security of a long-term deal and then not even halfway through that long-term deal going, you know what, I want out. This is getting a bit hard for me. I'd like some sun. I'd like a fresh start. I'd like a change of scenery. This is a little bit tough. Charlie Curnow in 2022, in August, about this time in 2022, said, this group started from day one together. We want to continue to grow together, and ultimately we want to earn success together. We've had a lot of players re-sign for the long term, and their mindset is exactly the same as mine. Let's do it the right way, off the back of working hard for each other and for everyone we represent at this footy club. He goes on and on and on. 6-year contract, 2022, 6-year extension. And now, 3 years later, not even, I want out. This is a bit hard. I want to go to Gold Coast. I could see myself the lifestyle up there. Well, I can't get to go. Oh, I'll go to Sydney. It's a bit less pressure up there. No one will recognise. Don't sign long term. I'm so sick of it. Zach Merritt signs a long term deal. Oh, you know what? I'm getting underpaid. St Kilda have offered me this. I'm going to go back to the club and see if they can pay me more. Jake Waterman, I have one good year. I make I'm going to go back to the club. Oh, I'm not happy with the deal that I signed long term. I'm going to go ask for more money. And the clubs buckle and give them more money. If I'm Carlton, I'm saying unless it is Heaney in your first pick, Goulden in your first pick, or Warner, straight swap, you're staying.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit Michael Voss at all unless it is extraordinary to trade Charlie Curnow. So toughen up. Suck it up.
Get up early.
You signed a 6-year deal not 3 years ago. Yeah. You wanted the security for a player that got injured playing basketball and hurt his knee, and the club supported him through a period where he didn't play much footy at all. And the minute it gets a little bit hard, I want out.
Yep.
And I'm so sick of players doing this.
So the long-term deals actually work against the player in some examples.
Absolutely.
So Clayton Oliver and Christian Petrarca are two other examples of that.
I reckon it worked in favour of Oliver.
No, the reason that Oliver can't get out now is because the deal is long-term on lucrative money.
But he never would have got that money if he didn't sign long-term anywhere else.
No. But right now, if Oliver wants to go, he actually can't unless he decides to take a huge pay cut. So that's on him. The Charlie Curnow discussion, though, is more nuanced because I don't think he's necessarily kicking and screaming to get out. I don't think he's going to walk into the look, this may get proven wrong, but the way I understand it is he's not going to walk in and say, I want out, trade me.
So is it a story about nothing?
No, it's not. This is where the play managers are really important because if they know their client wants to get out, they have to then go and broker a deal with the Sydney Swans. They go say, "Hey, Sydney,
and then
how much do you want? How much do you want him, and who are you willing to give up?"
And then do they say, and Carlton, if you don't accommodate my play here, we're pretty powerful. So if you want to be in let's just pluck a name, the Zach Butters business. Not that I'm just plucking a name. If you want to be in that business, if you don't let Charlie go, we won't even talk to you. Is this what happens?
I think that's the leverage that play managers do use. I'm not sure if these ones would use that leverage, but those conversations definitely happen behind the scenes.
Yeah, it does my head in. Anyway, Harley Reid, when's he catching up with the club?
Well, he had his exit meeting on Friday, as Oscar Allen did, and nothing out of that exit meeting that I'm aware of. So this will continue to tick as clubs in Melbourne wait on a decision from Harley Reid as to whether he wants to seek a trade or whether he wants to stay. Everyone I speak to at West Coast tells me he's been so invested the back half of the year, like so invested in what's going on compared to the first 6 or 7 weeks. The difference has been stark. But this doesn't mean that he's not going to want to move. So this is still one to watch. It might be one that they're protecting him and it won't develop until late September or even late in the trade period. I still believe if he leaves West Coast or seeks a trade, that Hawthorn is the club where he'll want to go.
Couldn't be this year though, could it?
It could definitely be this year.
But why would West Coast let him go this year?
Because you're worth more this year than you are in 12 months' time. So if this plays out...
Surely they back themselves in to go, we've got pick 1, we've got pick 2, we're going to get pick 2. We will back ourselves in for 12 months to convince this player that this is the right place for him. It's a disaster.
If Harley Reid tells...
It's Jason Horne-Francis-esque for North, disaster levels, if Harley Reid is traded at the end of this year.
So they'll get pick 8 from Hawthorn, which is... a pick they got from Carlton last year. And they'll get more than that, of course, as well. But Harley Reid, if he walks in or his management walks in and says, I'm probably going to leave in 12 months. Would you like to explore it now?
No.
Then, so I disagree with you there. I think West Coast has to go, let's cut our losses now. We can get more from him now than we can in 12 months' time.
They knew this was the risk when they drafted him, and the offers that they had on the table for him before he was drafted were just as big as they would be now. And they opted to go, no, we'll back ourselves in as a footy club to take the best player, and that looked pretty good halfway through last year. Everyone said, "Geez, playing some good footy." They backed themselves in then. They've got to back themselves in 2 years later to do the same.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's a.
So you trade him. If you think there's a risk, you trade him now.
Yeah,
I'd get
as much as I can for him now. Yeah, I'm not waiting 12 months when his value diminishes because he's out of contract.
All right, Sam Draper.
Sam Draper had his exit meeting yesterday. Now, Sam Draper organises the social events at Essendon.
Love that.
So he is. I think their Mad Monday equivalent is on Friday, so their play get together.
They wouldn't want to dress up after the season.
I forget. You hate that day, with that time of the year, like clockwork. Don't dress up. You finish 14th.
Actually, I'm adding that to my commandments. I did Kane's commandments the other day about what should and shouldn't happen, and dressing up on Mad Monday if you haven't made the 8, or essentially haven't won the premiership is ridiculous. But anyway, where's he at?
So we're waiting on Draper. Essendon's offer is now 5 years. The Brisbane Lions and Adelaide still believe they're in it. And we're just waiting to hear what he wants to do. But because he runs these social events, I don't think he's likely to tell the club before he does that, because that's clearly an important part of the week.
Okay.
And
Good,
they do
good
have
to
time.
see he's got his priorities straight. And just finally, Zane Dersma at North.
Zane Dersma's a really interesting one at North Melbourne. Hasn't been a first choice player. He was picked.
Disgruntled? Or
Disgruntled because he wants to play.
Yeah, fair enough.
And pick 4 a couple of years ago. I can't see how there's a world that he gets out, but there's lots of noise around Zane Dersma and whether if he doesn't play next year, what he would be worth in a trade. So Zane Dersma's one to watch. I can't see how it happens, because if you're going to get him, you're going to have to give up a top 10 pick, and he's probably not worth a top 10 pick at the moment. But he is frustrated that he hasn't been playing this year.